Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. When you think about the Steelers' offseason moves so far, it's clear that the front office isn't messing around. Pittsburgh has been quietly laying the groundwork for what could be a major shakeup in their secondary, and the rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape their defense for years to come. What's really capturing everyone's attention right now is the talk about Jalen Ramsey, the Dolphins' star cornerback, and whether he could be heading to Pittsburgh. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, Ramsey isn't just any corner. He's a three-time All-Pro, a player who's been recognized as one of the best at his position in the league, and he's still in his prime. If the Steelers pull this off, they'd be adding a game-changing talent to a secondary that's already looking solid but could use a bit more star power and depth to truly compete at the highest level. So, let's back it up a bit and analyze the context. The Steelers' secondary has been a point of focus this offseason. They made some notable moves, like signing Darius Slay, who's an experienced veteran and a clear upgrade to their corner depth chart. With Joey Porter Jr. stepping into the role of their top corner and Slay providing leadership and talent, the Steelers are building a formidable duo. But let's face it, the NFL is all about the stars, the game-changers who elevate everyone around them. Ramsey fits that mold perfectly. He's been a shutdown corner for years, capable of blanketing top receivers and making life difficult for opposing quarterbacks. Adding him would instantly upgrade the Steelers' secondary from a good unit to a great one, and that could be the difference in a tight playoff race. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The trade talks involving Jalen Ramsey have been ongoing for a while now, and both sides seem to be open to a move, but nothing has been finalized yet. The Dolphins, having acquired Ramsey a couple of seasons ago, are now looking to move him, partly because of their cap situation and partly because they want to reshape their roster. The Dolphins mutually agreed with Ramsey early in the offseason to explore trade options, but no deal was made at that point. The complication. Miami is trying to spread out Ramsey's hefty $25 million cap hit over 2 years, especially now that they've waited past June 1, which gives them some flexibility. That's where the Steelers could come into play. According to some insiders, like Kurt Popej from Steelers Wire, there's a proposal on the table that could send Ramsey to Pittsburgh in exchange for a 4th-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. But here's the catch. This pick could turn into a 3rd-rounder, depending on Ramsey's performance in 2025. That's a pretty attractive deal considering Ramsey's pedigree, and it shows how the Steelers are thinking long-term, trying to balance cap space with talent acquisition. The deal is also contingent on the Dolphins chipping in some of Ramsey's $25 million salary considerations for 2025, which they might do, given their cap situation and their desire to move on from Ramsey. Let's talk about the cap situation for a moment, because it's a critical piece of the puzzle. The Steelers, with the signing of Aaron Rodgers, have managed to free up about $19 million in cap space for 2025. That's a significant boost, but adding Ramsey would still be tight unless they restructure some contracts or the Dolphins help out financially. Pittsburgh's management has shown they're willing to be aggressive, especially with the way they've retooled their roster this offseason. They signed Darius Slay, who brings veteran leadership, and they're still looking to optimize their cap to bring in more talent. The potential addition of Ramsey would be a statement move, signaling that the Steelers are all in on competing at the highest level this season and beyond. Now, let's consider the broader picture. The Steelers' defense has traditionally been their backbone, and under head coach Mike Tomlin, that's only grown stronger. Last season, they finished with one of the top defenses in the league, and players like TJ Watt have been instrumental in that success. Watt, a 4-time All-Pro and one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the NFL, has been a cornerstone for Pittsburgh's defensive identity. His contract situation is always a hot topic, But if the Steelers can get both Watt and Ramsey on the field together in 2025, it could create nightmares for offenses. Imagine Watt pinning the edge rush, forcing quarterbacks to hurried throws, while Ramsey locks down the opponent's top receiver. That kind of dual threat would make the Steelers' defense one of the most feared in the league. But of course, everything hinges on the cap. TJ Watt's contract is a significant factor. He's a cornerstone and a player the Steelers absolutely want to keep long-term. Managing his contract alongside adding Ramsey's massive salary requires finesse. The Steelers have shown they're capable of restructuring contracts and making strategic moves to stay flexible. It's a chess game, but one that they seem poised to play well, especially if they believe Ramsey can be a difference maker. Adding a player of his caliber would not only boost their secondary, but also send a message to the entire AFC that Pittsburgh is serious about contending again. Now, let's take a moment to analyze how this potential move fits into the Steelers' overall strategy. Pittsburgh has always been a team that values defense, physicality, and smart roster management. Under Mike Tomlin, they've consistently been competitive, even during rebuilding phases. The addition of a player like Ramsey would be a clear statement that they're pushing all their chips in. It would also be a move that energizes the entire locker room, especially the defensive unit, which has been a core part of their identity for decades. The Steelers have a rich history of developing and acquiring shutdown corners, from Mel Blount to Rod Woodson, and more recently, Troy Polamalu's legendary safety play. Ramsey would add to that legacy, bringing star power and elite coverage skills to a team that's looking to make a deep playoff run in 2024 and beyond. Of course, fans are also thinking about the long-term implications. The NFL's landscape is always shifting, and teams like the Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens are not standing still. Pittsburgh needs to be aggressive if they want to keep pace, especially in a division as competitive as the AFC North. Baltimore, with Lamar Jackson and a dynamic offense, and Cincinnati, with Joe Burrow and a potent attack, are always lurking. Adding Ramsey could be the kind of move that tips the scales in Pittsburgh's favor, providing not just immediate impact, but also a foundation for sustained success. And let's not forget the potential ripple effects. If the Steelers land Ramsey, other teams will take notice. It could set a precedent for more aggressive roster moves, for teams willing to make bold trades to contend. For Pittsburgh's fans, it's an exciting time. This kind of move signals that the franchise isn't content with just being good. They want to be great again. It's about re-establishing their dominance, not just in the division but across the league. And with the window opening wider thanks to their recent signings and strategic moves, adding Ramsey could be the final piece to a championship puzzle. Now, I want to talk a little about what this would mean for the Steelers' defense in terms of style of play. Ramsey is known for his versatility. He can shadow the opponent's best receiver, blitz from the corner, and even play safety if needed. His presence allows coordinators to be more creative, mixing coverages and disguising schemes, making it tougher for quarterbacks to read the defense pre-snap. This kind of flexibility is exactly what the Steelers have been aiming for, an adaptable, aggressive defense capable of disrupting passing games, with Ramsey lining up across from Porter Jr. and Slay providing veteran support. The Steelers could boast one of the most formidable secondary trios in the league, capable of shutting down top offenses with ease. And speaking of Porter Jr., he's been developing rapidly, showing flashes of that elite potential. Adding Ramsey would not only give them a true number one corner, but also push Porter Jr. to elevate his game even further. Competition breeds excellence, and the Steelers' secondary could become a nightmare for quarterbacks, especially in cold weather playoff games at Heinz Field, where their defense has always thrived. But as with any major trade rumor, there are questions. Will the Dolphins be willing to part with Ramsey, especially given his talent and leadership? How will the Steelers manage their salary cap, and will they have to make other sacrifices to make this work? Is Ramsey truly a fit for their scheme? These are questions that only time will answer, but the whispers are definitely growing louder. Fans are excited, analysts are debating, and everyone is speculating about the future of Pittsburgh's defense. Now, let's take a step back and appreciate what this means for the Steelers' overall outlook. They've been building a competitive team for a few years now, but this move could push them into that elite category. With a strong defense, a dynamic offense led by a healthy Kenny Pickett, and some key offensive line improvements, they're setting up for a serious postseason push. The addition of a game-changer like Ramsey would give them the edge they need to not only make the playoffs, but to go deep, challenge the reigning champions, and perhaps even bring home another Lombardi trophy. The AFC is tough, no doubt about it, but Pittsburgh has the talent and the mindset to not just participate. They want to dominate. And of course, this all hinges on the upcoming season and the negotiations that are still ongoing. But if the Steelers can pull this off, it would be remembered as one of the boldest moves of the offseason. It would send a message across the league that Pittsburgh isn't just looking to compete, they're aiming to win it all. The fans, the city, and everyone associated with the Steelers would be buzzing with anticipation, dreaming of a defense that's even more intimidating than ever, a defense that could carry them through the toughest battles in the AFC. So as we look ahead, keep an eye on the news because this story is far from over. The Steelers are always strategic, always aggressive about their roster, and right now, everything points to a potential blockbuster that could define their season. Whether or not they land Ramsey, the message is clear: they're committed to making 2020 for their best shot yet at reaching the Super Bowl. And for us Steelers fans, that's what truly matters: the hope, the excitement, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. We're on the edge of our seats, eagerly waiting to see how this story unfolds, and I promise I'll be right here with you, breaking down every twist and turn along the way. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Ramsey trade? Do you think it's a move the Steelers should pursue? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in black and gold, locking down receivers and elevating the secondary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. We love hearing your perspectives, and it's your passion that keeps this community alive. Remember, football is more than just a game. It's a shared love, a family, and a never-ending pursuit of glory. So stay tuned, because I'll be back soon with more updates, deep dives, and all the latest news from Steelers country. Until then, keep the faith, stay loud, and let's get ready for what promises to be an unforgettable season. The Steelers are on the rise, and with moves like this, they're positioning themselves to be the team everyone fears. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers.